Hi everybody. I am starting to think about what I'm going to do for my Christmas cards this year, and I usually, I guess to help get me motivated, pull out the cards that I made in previous years to see what I've done. Obviously, I don't want to duplicate anything, but sometimes I'll repeat a theme but do something completely different with it. So I just thought I'd share with you some of the cards I've done over the years. Some are definitely better than others, but maybe it'll give you some inspiration too. And here they are. This first one actually was one that I did before I really got into crafting. It was probably in the early to mid 90s that I did this one, and it was just a computer generated one, super simple, but it says Santa is coming. Open it up, you got the reindeer busted in the candy cane jar. Oops, hope you have a good one anyway. Or hope you have a nice Christmas anyway. So just something fun and cutesy there. And then, starting in 2001, I started making them by hand, and I put the years on the backs of them. So this one was probably when I first got into rubber stamping. Still not doing too much, nothing fancy or anything, but it's a velvet paper backing, and the burgundy, and just some torn shimmery gold paper that's stamped on top. And then just basic on the inside. That was stamped also and embossed. So that's 2001. 2002, I wish this one had stayed a little cleaner, but I had a lot of fun with this one. Very simple on the front. Snowflakes and a little piece of vellum, and then when you open it up, the snowflakes actually drop down, and they're on very fine threading, and those are just punched snowflakes, and then just season's greetings on the inside. And there's the snowflakes that drop down. 2003, this is one of my favorites, and this one took a lot of time, but I absolutely love it. It was so worth it. I don't know if y'all remember or not, but oh my gosh, I used to love the Carol Duvall show on HGTV, and I think you can find a bunch of clips from her show on YouTube, and I need to go back and watch them because she had some awesome stuff on there. But there was one technique where you used glossy paper and candle soot and Versamark ink, and you would stamp your image with the Versamark onto the glossy paper, and then hold it over a lit candle but not at the flame, and just let the soot rise up to the glossy paper, and the Versamark would kind of grab it. So the image is actually soot, and it doesn't rub off or anything. It's just super, super cool. So I did that, and I did a double matting with the inside mat stamped, and then I did a frame out of cardstock, and just made a little easel so that the card stands up. But that's one of my favorites, and considering I make 50 to 60 cards when I do Christmas cards, that one was a lot of work, but I still love it. This is 2004, and on this one, well, there it is first, and I stamped a wreath and colored it in on the cardstock, and then just joy on the inside. And then I used the same stamp on the vellum and embossed it with white embossing powder. Used a gold pen, just very finely along the edges. Punched a couple holes, tied a little red bow. So I really like how that one came out too. And then just a stamp on the inside. This is my all-time favorite. This is 2005, and this was before I knew anything, well, not before I knew anything about cutting machines, before I had one. And I think at that time, the only one that I knew about was the Wishblade, and I just couldn't justify spending the money for it at that point. But I ended up, I had a poinsettia rubber stamp, so I stamped it a bunch of times on pink paper, embossed it, fussy cut them out, and I also stamped them, used the same stamp on the actual cardstock, embossed it in pink, fussy cut it out. All that cut work was done by hand, and these two are actually part of the actual card. You can see the stamp carries over to the back. And I used pink vellum back behind it and offset this poinsettia when I attached it. And then just Season's Greetings on the inside. But I love that one. This is when I actually did get a cutting machine within the following year, and I got the Craft Robo, which Silhouette has since acquired, and it's their software that I still use a lot to come up with my actual cutting designs, because it is so friendly and it works with the Silhouette also. It's basically, I think it's called a Sharon Shetty design. So I cut all of those out as separate pieces and then put in gold vellum inside the card and mounted the cut work on top of that. And then, again, framing a little bit of smudging and stuff on the outside with gold. And then just a glitter embossed greeting on the inside on top of the gold vellum. 2006. This is 2007. I don't know how well it's going to show up because I used like a velvet type paper. And I took one of my rubber stamps and my iron without steam. I laid the stamp down, and this is something else I learned on the Carol Duvall show. Laid the stamp down on the ironing board, put the velvet paper face down on top of the rubber stamp, and then ran the iron without any steam over top of it. Oh, good, you can see it. So it's just a snowflake heat embossed into the velvet. And then I mounted that on top of a metallic, dark silvery type paper. And then just Peace on Earth stamped on the inside. I'm surprised that that's 6 years old and the design is held up in there. So yay! 2008 and 2009, I cheated. I did graphic designs on the computer and had postcards printed. And I can't find the one from 2009, but this is 2008. And that's actually the community pier in my neighborhood, covered with snow, amazingly enough. And then I just added some fireworks to the picture. And then celebrate the season. And I hope at some point I can find 2009, because I know that's what I did again the next year. 2010, I used my cutter, cut out separate snowflakes and glittered them up, and then on the actual card part, little framed snowflakes, and I added a little touch of bling in the center and some vellum back behind it, and then just attached the glittery snowflake. So it's something very basic but pretty. And then 2011, this is the front of one. I don't have the whole card where it opens up anymore. But did some digital imaging with some sheet music and made it look like there's sheer ribbon going across it, but that's actually part of the print. Fussy cut out little bows with little holly leaves. Fussy cut out the little angels and popped out of them on top. And then the whole thing was attached to the front of a card. And like I mentioned in my last video, I never got around to doing one single card for 2012, so I got to do something really nice for this year, and I got to get busy on it. I've got to come up with something. So, so I hope that gives you some inspiration, and I'm looking forward to seeing the cards and getting inspiration from what you all are doing this holiday season. And thanks so much for joining me. Appreciate you watching and your comments, and I will hopefully see you soon. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.